Nissen pit crew rallied around Hein Robler's Class D hard body, which was still in with a chance of winning the class and finishing in the top 5. The handling of the Class D and Class D Nissens had been greatly improved following a visit from Brett King from King Shocks in the USA. What were his thoughts on local off-road racing?
The entries are very good. I'm very, very surprised on that. The courses and everything are a lot narrower and here than they are in the U.S. And, you know, the guys are really running hard here, and it's really surprising on how competitive the stock type classes are here. You know, and all the factory support and all the effort that goes into racing here. It's not quite at that level here in the U.S., and, you know, it would be really neat to see that, but they're really putting a lot of effort into their racing over here.
Into the home stretch, and it was still the Chapex in the lead. No punctures and no technical problems added up to a clean run for the father and son pair. A formidable combination, and certainly the team to beat this season. Woolridge and Skoldhammer had moved into second place on the road in the Ford Ranger and were technically the production vehicle leaders on corrected time. Shamir Variawa had dropped a position on the road but was still second overall in the special vehicle category. The Tony George prepared Cornbake Jimco was running faultlessly. On board with Carolyn and Testiga in the Pajero. Mere seconds separated them from Woolridge, and it was anyone's guess which team would emerge the winner once the results had been finalized. Victory had eluded Carolyn so far this season, and a win would be fair reward for his efforts. The Duplessis brothers, Harrod and Lawrence, had overcome some minor problems and moved up to 5th place on the road and 3rd in the special vehicle category. The Porsche engine didn't enjoy being dunked in the water, and the ensuing misfire took a while to clear. There was excitement and tension in the Isuzu camp. A Class D victory would serve as a huge boost for the team in its debut year, and their hopes were pinned on Mark Corbett and Juan Moore. The second place Class D valid value Nissen entry of Hein Robler and Gerhard Prinsloo was steadily closing in on the Isuzu, with their mission at this late stage being to upstage Corbett and Moore. Fighting back after a series of melodies and getting stuck in thick sand were Pitt Hasbrook and Christo Bosch in the Class D Castrol Toyota Land Cruiser. The Kopanong Jimco of Weir Smith and Minute was sounding decidedly sick, with the expensive engine and gearbox on the verge of giving up the ghost. They made it across the finish line and were classified 4th overall in the special vehicle category. Brothers Henry and Marisa Matten brought their Sony PlayStation Pajero home 6th overall in the production vehicle category, while Manfred Schroeder and Jack Peckham earned a well-deserved win in Class E in the Works Ford Ranger. Schroeder had been the model of consistency all season and is a serious threat in the highly competitive Class E. Almost home for the Chapex after a faultless run in the V-Motors Chenoweth. A 4th consecutive victory this season and a 4th win in the Toyota 1000 was almost in the bag. The same could be said for Woolridge and Skoldhammer, who are almost certain of back-to-back wins in the Toyota 1000, once in a Pajero and once in the Ford Ranger, but Carolyn could still upset the apple cart. Mark Corbett and Juan Moore notched up their personal and Isuzu's first Class D win. Corbett had finally earned his stripes as a production vehicle driver and could be justifiably proud of his performance. Hein Robler's challenge for the Class D lead was cut short when he encountered problems near the finish. A large and expectant crowd awaited the leaders at the finish on the outskirts of Gaborone. And as to be expected, it was the Chapex who showed the rest of the field a clean pair of heels. 4 wins out of 4 starts this season gives them an almost unassailable championship lead. A well-deserved victory for Franz Czepek Jr. and Sr.
It's so nice to have won a desert race again for a change. Last year we had a bit of a bad run, but this year we've showed them again. So this is wonderful. We've had a wonderful race today. The weather's been wonderful. The people have been wonderful. It's been a very well organized race. The marking was good. The route is excellent, nice and tough, rough and tough. So it's been a very, very nice event.
Victory for the Czepeks with Variawa and Vodania second and the Duplessis brothers third. The Class B win went to Niels and Carla Eriksson in the Sandmaster, with Gil Nel second in Class B. Neil Woolridge and Kenny Skolthammer picked up the pace in the closing stages of the Toyota 1000 in the hope of increasing the gap between Carolyn and themselves. Woolridge and Skolthammer crossed the line second overall and first in the production vehicle category. But had they done enough to beat Carolyn in the Pajero?
We just got to wait for the results now and see who's actually first. I think it's going to be very, very close. I'm not sure of the exact time at the overnight last night, but I see we 1 minute 45 ahead of them at the end, and hopefully that's enough.
Shamir Variawa and Zahir Badania were second overall in the special vehicle category and relieved to have finished for the first time this season. Carolyn and Testega finished right on Variawa's tail, but having to drive in the Jimco's dust couldn't have helped them increase the gap between Woolridge and themselves.
We knew that we didn't have to beat them on the road, but we got to beat them on time. We believe that we've got enough time to beat them. They finished 2 minutes in front of us. I think we won on time, and that's what our job is.
When the results were finally calculated, Woolridge and Skolthammer emerged the winners by 1 minute and 11 seconds from Carolyn and Testega. A closely fought battle.
This year's Toyota 1000 Desert Race heralds a number of highlights, and we could take them 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. So let's start with the 10 years first. This year is the 10th anniversary of us